बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम रब्बी इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। I am Dr. Ahmed Saeed, Professor of Forensic Medicine. Today we will discuss forensic odontology. Odontology may be defined as study of dental evidence as an aid to identification. The principal factors which make dental evidence important are that the teeth and bony supporting structures which are characteristic of the individual and they are more indestructible than other body tissues. Furthermore, the bite marks left in various substances may reveal particular dental features. The examination may be carried out at the locus and more often in mortuary or laboratory. Examination at the locus. After remains has been moved to a suitable place of examination, area should be carefully examined and searched for displaced teeth, fillings or crowns and dentures. Each body should be photographed. If the probable identities of remains are known, a full physical description together with any previous medical or dental treatment records should be obtained. Examination the postmortem room. A full dental examination should be carried out including charting, radiographs, models, assessment of age from dentition, examination of any dentures, tooth fragments separate from the body. Charting. Detailed record must be made at this stage and should be correlated with any observation made at site. The best type of chart is the NHS National Health Service charts. In this way, recorded data are readily used in other countries and to the FDI Federation Dentaire International. Natural teeth. Number of the teeth present in decay teeth, stumps or roots visible in the mouth, extraction evidence of the old or recent healed or unhealed, fillings. In fillings, material used, crown and bridges. Then note the root fillings, apicoectomies, irregularities in the dentition, teeth and arch form, evidence of smoking habits, nicotine staining of the teeth, periodontal condition, possession of partial dentures. Dentures, they may be full, partial, upper, lower or both, and material. Make of the tooth, shade and mold, type of the base, technician's marks, type of relief. They are noted. Positive identification may be obtained if there is a complete match of charting. The success of this procedure will depend upon the accuracy of dental records kept by dental surgeon. Radiographs. These are of prime importance since they offer means of obtaining a positive identification, especially if previous records of treatment show radiographic evidence of root fillings, echotomies and retained root fragments. Assessment of age. In children, after birth and during those years when a child is developing, it is possible to arrive at a close estimation of age by presence of deciduous dentition. dentition period and its stages of eruption, and also mixed permanent teeth and loss of deciduous teeth. Second is Bard method. Bard method, it is a method has been suggested by which age can be determined from structured features of animal in many young individuals. The so-called cross striations of the animal prism are thought to be daily increments of growth. The number of cross striations formed from birth until death is counted. It is a useful method particularly in assessing age up to a few months after birth. Stark's method of age estimation is an alternative method of great value has been described, in which the age of an infant is related to the height and weight of developing teeth. In adults, when the eruption has ended and the person has achieved adult dentition, it is necessary to apply other methods related to the various changes which occur in dentition as a result of the age and wear. Gustafson's method. It is a method in which the progressive changes that an adult individual's tooth undergoes are taken into account. Gustafson's criteria. These changes include the attrition of tooth by mastication. Number 2, the deposition of secondary dentine in pulp chamber. Number 3, the level of attached gingivae. Number 4, the deposition of cementum on the root. Number 5, the translucency of the root. Number 6, the resorption of the root. When the total point have been allotted for the particular tooth in question, then these values are compared with the point obtained from the sizes of the teeth of accurately known age. This comparison is carried out on a graph on which there is marked a regression line determined on a statistical basis, showing the relation of the point values of teeth of known age. Bite marks. Bite marks permit precise identification because arrangements of teeth is peculiar to each individual. Person biting other person or foodstuff leave indentations and sometimes almost complete impression of the anterior teeth. Sexual crimes are associated with bite marks, and occasionally criminals eat food at the locus and leave identifiable marks. Objectives. The interpretation of such marks in order to assess whether the suspect is responsible or not, and it is often simple to exclude a particular person rather than to identify positively person who made them. Second objective is the routine procedure to elicit the presence of saliva should be carried out both for human tissues and foodstuff, which confirms bite marks. Third is presence of saliva may demonstrate the secretor state from which the blood group of individual may be obtained. Human tissues. In order to record the marks accurately, victim must adopt or be placed in the position in which the attack took place. Recording of the details of the indentations by measurement, photography and cast models should be carried out with the bite marks in situ or removal of the tissue in dead subjects. In the living subjects, the indentations soon become indistinct and obscure by bruising of the underlying tissue. However, by using ultraviolet lamp, Slight injuries may become visible. This may be due to migration of melanocytes to the margins of the wound. Methods used for this purpose are: photograph of the bite marks on a body is obtained before making the plaster cast. Indentation and comparison is now carried out by stereoscopy. Second is obtain plaster cast of teeth which when dry were vanished. The incisal edges are coated with a relatively slow drying printer's ink. On these edges, moistened paper is pressed to allow transfer of ink from the edges to the paper. This ink pattern is then transferred under pressure from the paper to the transparent gelatin sheet, resulting in the production of transparent image which could be placed over a life size photograph of the anterior arch of the suspect and comparison is made. Then is foodstuffs. The method is similar to that described above, and the interpretation of such marks observed on the food can just be unreliable as for bite marks in the flesh. Thank you.